This is the core of what adds to this differentiation. And this is a very interesting mix. We get asked, what kind of founders do you pick? Are they 20-year-olds? Are they 50-year-olds? We partnered with all kinds. The core trait is all of our founder partners are audacious, yet grounded. And that's a very, very interesting combination.
This event covers all our founder partners. It covers all our LPs. So to get over 300 people together in a boardroom for a day-long event is really months of effort.
The goal has not changed. The goalpost has not changed. And in fact, the game has not changed as well. Building the number one homegrown venture capital fund of India has been the goal.
Our selection of the space is such that it is no way that a huge sustainable outcome can happen without delivering a social change, a fundamental change. And sustainable investing is also about laying frameworks, but not so tight that they kill the creativity. Rules are there to just guide you.
So we're really proud to share with you today that over 20% of employees across our portfolio are actually positions held by women. Our portfolio has created several thousand more micro-entrepreneurship and gig opportunities for women.
Coming into the conclave this morning, I was expecting this to be a more formal affair. It's a hard business to build, but we've been able to build it. It's just starting in terms of where all it can get to. What I found was something far more warm and connected.
Most of the problems in the world have been figured out already. I believe that there is a theory for everything. If you find it wrong, go and change the theory. Right? So we have realized that cities are breaking on the edges, and there's no way a government can ignore that. You can't ignore what's happening in Bangalore traffic. You will have to go and solve for a great public transport. It's inevitable.
There are a lot of people who are on internet in India, but very few people are actually transacting online. The second thing is that the customer retention becomes a big challenge because fundamentally, they are used to offline. They're going and buying offline on for decades. So it's really difficult to build trust. So the winning model, what we've realized is the lowest cost distribution cost model that solves for trust is going to be the model that is going to win value grocery segment for Bharat.
The idea was that there's a huge opportunity to build, grocery e-commerce for Bharat, and there are challenges too, and how we are solving it uniquely. We built a loan management system ground up because there wasn't anything that was built for a mobile phone. Because we are talking about people who live in tier 3s, and we are also talking about our employees living in the same towns as our consumers. We felt that we need to solve a much larger problem statement, which is belongingness, loneliness, which is essentially what most of Middle India is right now facing, that they have no one to talk to essentially. And we believe that creators can be the best digital companions which is what we believe we are. We are the digital companion for Bharat's youth. We'd also put signages at the store of the merchant because the merchant also likes to tell people that Magic Pen is acceptable here. We'd also go inside the store and say push-pull stickers. We'd put a sticker at the point of sale.
Today, business deals in almost all the fashion lifestyle categories. Key categories are footwear and clothing. Almost have 1 lakh plus retailers on a platform who are active, and almost 2,000 plus factories on the back end who supply to these retailers. And the basic thing and the most important thing that I could put out, which we have solved, first is of course discovery, which broadens up extremely well. Second is pricing, which is most important because these retailers are extremely price sensitive.
Started with Fair Deal, where enabling brands which don't have a legacy with them to reach to the consumer.
It always helps meeting people who are building. You get a lot of perspectives. So I think these sort of conclaves are really helpful from networking and learning perspective.
It's a time where technology is disrupting consumer behavior, creating opportunities for consumers, for enterprises, for businesses in India, for India building for the world.
First time when I'm dreaming more in India, like a local scale, now I'm like, hey, we need to be the number one company in the world. And when you think number one in the world, you are already thinking 10, 20 billion in revenue, at least in my space. I mean, unless you're doing 10, 20 billion in revenue, you're not even close to number one.
Not only the entire socio-economic or cultural change, but also when we hire for Kochi and when we hire for Bombay, the entire scorecard and JD gets changed. And we are hiring for both the city as city managers. So there is so much difference, so much diversity.
I think this gives you visibility to what's really happening outside in the world, the new innovations that are coming up. Very inspiring to see founders being backed by investors like Waterbridge. I mean, the Indian startup ecosystem is just thriving, right? It is so exciting to be part of it at this stage. And again, it's only going to grow in the next 10 odd years.
I love the passion and the love for the business that the founders have.
It's been amazing to see the kind of areas these companies have ventured out into.
I think what was really good for me, it was more than numbers. It was less of numbers, more of the investment philosophy.
A lot of good companies are getting built, and the character and the principles behind them are positioning them for strength, success, large generational outcomes which are not just economic, they are multidimensional, and they will just outlast everyone.
It has been amazing to see the spirit of camaraderie amongst our founding partners and also just that sense of community amongst them.